So today, guys, I am excited because we finally have a new build on this channel, and I'll tell you, this is probably one of my go-tos for conflict. Like you guys know, I do like running spotter builds, and I got tired of getting hit by them so much, and I decided, you know what, let me build a counter to it that still puts out a ton of damage and will melt those players even with having some type of pulse resistance. And you'll see this build is actually an absolute monster. In this gameplay, we actually get 14 kills, 0 deaths. So you guys are about to see some magic here. And then after that, we'll get into the build. Yo, let's go there. I'm pushing the spawn. I'm going right.
Alright. I'm on the left side.
Yeah, Egypt. He's behind this thing, ain't he? He's been in that car?
No. They I think they are done.
He's pushing you.
Good shit, skills. Good shit, bro.
One's right here.
Yeah, it's another behind the car.
Another one coming out. Oh, they're coming. Watch out. They're white bars. You can't do any damage.
Rogue explosive signal line detected. If the enemy doesn't turn this around, they'll be pulled out. Rogue stinger hive detected.
So use that damage boost to your advantage.
Agent down.
Oh yeah, come over.
Nobody's pulling out. The fight goes on. The rogues have run out of reinforcements. You can win this.
Look at this shit, man. 10 and 6. That's crazy. Took all my goddamn fucking up, man.
Agent down.
One's down.
The specialization supply drop has been arranged for you.
There you go. GG. Yo, 14 and oh damn, bro. Damn. Hey, yo, I was doing a lot of damage though. Look at that. 23 million. So a lot of you guys might ask, what build was that and why was it shredding so much? Well, I would tell you guys, I like running a lot of different builds, and especially in conflict, you got to have your builds together because you got to be able to counter other builds when you're out there. And this is one of those builds that is a great counter to fighting those enemies. As you guys saw, I was still putting out a lot of damage and I wasn't even really running the hardest hitting version of this build. So let's talk about it. So I am running the Kingbreaker. It's at 138,000 damage, 650 RPM, 50 round mag. It does have 20% extra weapon damage from the expertise. I will tell you, if you get your weapon to 10, it still is going to hit. I think it runs around 4,000 to 6,000 difference between each. I know with my FAMAS, I have one at 10 and I have one at 20, and the difference between a 10 and 20, both same exact rolls, 4.4 thousand damage. So that's really just something for you guys to keep in mind. Now we have assault rifle damage, health damage, damage targets out of cover, and obviously perfect flatline amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulse enemies. Now after you get 2 kills, you do pulse the next enemy you hit. Now we have crit chance, we have a 20 round mag, we have that link laser pointer, and we have a 5% critical hit chance muzzle. So yeah, that is the bad boy that I'm running on this build. For the mask, I am running a Grupo Sombra mask with a 15% critical hit damage. We have weapon damage on here. I did level this one up to 11 expertise. It has 6% crit chance, 12% crit damage, and then 12% crit damage mod. As you can see, a lot of optimization gone into these. They're not god rolls. The little circles are the optimization, so I had to optimize both of these to get this where I wanted. For the chest piece, I am running a Fenris chest piece with weapon damage, critical chance, and then I got a 10% pulse resistance mod, and this is gonna help us fight those pure spotter builds, and you'll see the full build in a second. Now we have spotter on here with amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 15% to pulse enemies. So you pair that up with flatline, a lot of amplified damage we got going. For the holster, yes, you probably guessed it, we have the Yao gear, we have a 3-piece, so we're getting that 10% hazard protection, that 5% weapon damage, 40% pulse resistance. Now we have 15% weapon damage, 13% expertise rolled on this one, 12% critical damage, and 6% critical hit chance. For the knee pads, I have the Overlord knee pads, the Fox Prayer version, so they have weapon damage, they have that multiplicative 8% damage strikers out of cover, and we have critical hit damage on there. Plus we have 14 expertise on this piece. The gloves are second piece of Yao, so we have 170,000 armor here. We have a 12% armor roll on this piece from expertise. We have 12% crit chance, 12% crit damage and 6% crit chance. And then last but not least, our third piece that's allowing us to get the extra 40% pulse resistance. This is gonna put us at 100%. We have 170,000 armor. We have that 13% expertise rolled on here, 6% crit chance, 12% crit damage, and 12% crit damage mod. And then we have vigilance, increased total weapon damage by 25%. Now, if you do take damage, this buff is disabled, but once this thing is active, holy, you're gonna be shredding enemies, and that's what you do with this build. Now, I am only at 1.2 million armor. My goal is to try to get this 20-20-20 on all the pieces, and hopefully it will improve the amount of armor I have on this build, or I might have to roll another piece. Now, if you look, we have 50% crit chance, 156% crit damage, 75% headshot damage, 21% health damage. And take a look at this, we do have that 1.2 million armor, but look at this, 100% pulse resistance. And what that's gonna do is gonna allow us to win against those pure spotter and flatline builds. I'll be able to take away any type of pulse damage that they would be giving to me, and I'll win those fights. And that's what's good about this build. So that's why I always say switch up your builds, have a couple in your loadout, so that way when you guys do run against a heavy hitting pulse heavy build, well, this might be a good one. And what I also like about this is when people are running those scanner pulses, when people are running those drones, they don't know which way you're coming from, so they can't pre-fire you. And that's what's really cool about this build, and that's why I love running 100% pulse resistance. But yeah, this is how I had this build set up. Probably one of my favorite builds to be run. I am having a ton of fun. I've actually been running this a little bit more than my other previous spotter build. I love both of them. I've been falling in love with the pulse resistance and people not knowing where I'm coming from, because a lot of my gameplay is, you know, getting that edge, flanking, moving around, playing aggressive, and I can play aggressive if they don't know where I'm coming from. Now, if they can pulse me, they'll know everywhere I'm coming, but with pulse resistance, I'm allowed to play more aggressive and have a lot more fun. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up the video here. Hey, appreciate the support, appreciate the love. If you guys enjoyed the videos, leave a thumbs up. Hey, if you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, Nothing But Skills is out.